Okay, so I'm gonna do a quick video. There is a lot of information on Reddit and other places as well regarding flashbots, right? So I first learned about a flashbot. Flashbot is a obviously an AI bot that you would put on your computer or you would put on a server, and then it will recognize two things. So you would give it the attributes that you're looking for, and you're saying, hey, I'm looking for X, Y, and Z to happen. And then when X, Y, and Z happen, do A, B, and C, right? And now it could be like initiate this contract, buy this, do that, yada, yada, yada. And in doing so, it would make you ultimately make you rich. So when you Google it, Flashbot crypto, you'll start to see a bunch of different articles and videos and things on the internet letting you know that this is a real thing. This isn't a fake thing. So flashbots are real. I originally saw this when I was looking up NFTs. And the reason why I was looking at it for an NFT is because I'm looking to build a bot where it will mine the NFT instantly without being on my computer, because my computer sometimes can be a little slow. So rather than it being on my computer, I want it to be on a server, which then it will just run, initiate whenever my protocols are all called, and then boom, I'm in, I'm out, and I got what I needed, right? So when someone puts a Bored Ape Yacht Club on sale for under 10 Ethereums on accident, I want to be able to purchase that Bored Ape Yacht Club. Same thing with any other really popular Ethereum platformed NFT, right? So as I'm looking this up, I noticed that flashbots for crypto exist where you are able to say, okay, if this exchange is purchasing, if this exchange is a Ethereums are being sold for, let's say, $2,500, and then this exchange Ethereums are selling for $2,600, I would like to buy here and sell here and send my Ethereums, send my profits here. So as I'm studying this, I'm looking up a lot of different comments. I'm looking up a lot of different places, and it just kind of seemed like it's a super legit thing, you know? So the one thing I clicked on was this one right here, Coin Telegram. They usually have very, very good articles, very well put together. They do their homework. They make sure they're not trying to get anybody scammed. So I'm looking it up. Look, front running, Flashbot keeps things fair in the crypto market. You know, it's not very hard to create one. They talk about it in here, what they're doing, you know, what you can do. You know, everybody's looking it up. Basically, these users are looking to do X, and then, you know, the miners will make the money on the transactions, but you're able to kind of jump in here in between and make money before the miners do, and then the miners still make their money, and the transactions still get done, and you just make money on both in between, right? Which is great because, again, you're part of both sides, right? You're part of the buying and the selling, and the transaction still gets done. You still pay your gas. It's very minimum gas doing this. Just like if you go on an exchange, you're going to pay less than 1% for the transaction, like a tenth of a percent. And what that will do is it will then send your Ethereums back to your initial wallet that created the contract. So I found the video. It doesn't matter which video I found, but let's say it's not this one, just so we're all clear, right? But let's say I found the video and it was, they're all got the same video. They're all talking about the same stuff. Let's say no, it's not that one. I want to be fair. All right, so it's this one exactly, right? I have it muted, so I just have to pause it whenever it starts. All right, so this is not the person, so I just have to pause it. So this is the video here, and I watched it. This was done 2 weeks ago, about a week ago, right? He explains a little bit here. He even types in here, hey, if you're having any problems, let me know, you know, stuff like that. You know, super important, yada, yada, yada. He put it down here. I have temporarily closed the Discord server, but you are always able to write directly to me. Stay tuned, yada, 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 right? And not only is he active here in Discord and all that other places, but this guy is active in here. Look, finally someone did a flash tutorial, blah, blah, blah. And then he even responded to that, right? This person, kind of the same thing, subscribed, yada, yada, yada. He responded to that. He responded to this person. I've seen a bunch of these, and the people didn't respond. And when they didn't respond, I noticed like, oh, this one is a scam. This one's a scam. You'll even get some that says like, oh, I got like a little bit of profit, but hey, it's better than nothing. Finally get to start my business, stuff like that. You get to read all of these comments, and it's very, very good comments. I mean, like, none of these are bad comments. And I even went through to make sure that none of them were deleted. I mean, it adds up. It all adds up to being really good comments, right? Wow, BNB, Flashbot is amazing. I like it, blah, blah, blah. Here we go. My profits are low, and how can I maximize this, please? He didn't respond to that. Your website is very cool, whatever, blah, blah, blah. So that got me saying, you know what? Let's give it a shot, right? I then watched another video. Let's see if I can find it. There aren't many out there that say scam, but I want to see if I can find the one that was legit, like, hey, this is a scam. And then he kind of broke it down. So before I did it, I followed his steps. Was it this one? Hold on. All right, so he said, Michael M. It was scam alert front running bot. Okay. Front running bot scam. So you could try it. Look, I'm not saying this is totally not legit. I think it is. I think we just got to figure out the code, and when I figure it out, I'll let people know. But he kind of broke it down. Hey, look, if you do this, you're looking for them to put their code randomly inside here. He even showed, look, fake file, fake file, fake file. Click here, on here, click here, or here, right? So he's even saying like all of these are fake. Check this website, scam address, blah, blah. So he didn't say any of that stuff was going to be like, he didn't say anything about this stuff. He really just pointed out here. He said what you're looking for is payable scammer address, right? So they're going to put their Ethereum address here, transfer to this address, or payable, whatever, and then transfer to this person's address. So I did that. So when I looked through here, I didn't look at none of this stuff, not until after. But, I'm reading it all, and I'm going, you know what? There's nothing in here. I even did the Control F, and I looked up 0x. There's no address in here. Payable to this address. I'm like, okay, none of that stuff is popping up in here, so maybe it's legit. And I don't mind testing it out to find out, right? So I went in here, I did my little flash bot, whatever, put it all together. I only did 500 was the loan amount. I put that in quotes. I even searched down here to make sure it wasn't recreated, right? So here we go. Swap, payable to this address. That's no address. So I'm like, okay, well, they didn't put their address in here anywhere after I created it. So I don't understand what this guy's talking about, but, it is what it is. So I created the contract, and here it is. Here's our contract. It costs nothing. You just have to pay gas. After you create the contract, you have to send over some Ethereum. So depending on how much Ethereum you're willing to play with, right? So the contract will use all the Ethereum, right? So I put over 0.06, $150. I was like, hey, listen, if I lose $200, that's cool. At the time, I put in 0.7, so that's about $200. So 0.06 is going to give me about $150. So if this does work, I make $100 and something dollars, let's say, in one day, right? If it doesn't work, I lose $150. I gamble way more money than that on other things. So here's my $150. I put it in, and as the contract was created, I then made sure that the contract was created. Again, when I paid this $16, I verified on here that this was my contract's address. I copied it. I put it in here to verify. All of it came up. I read through the contract. I'm like, okay, we're good. So this is perfectly fine. I then did the transaction that they said, put it into the contract. Put the money into the contract. We'll open up the contract so you can kind of see it. And here it is. So I transferred 0.06. It was a little bit more than that. It was like 6. Oh, it was 6. It was exactly 6. And then I paid, I think, like 0.3 or whatever, 0.003 in Ethereum's, 0.002. So that's how much I paid. It only cost me $67 to add money onto here. Not a lot of money right now. Ethereum's doing really well. And then I initiated this transaction. So when I initiate this transaction, it's supposed to do exactly what he said, right? So it's supposed to create a transfer in which this transaction will then initiate here, and I will then receive my Ethereums to my address. For some reason, my address isn't popping back up, so it doesn't really matter. So I looked at it and I said, okay, I didn't receive anything. My transaction was completed. Let me see where it came from. Okay, cool. So my contract sent my Ethereums to this address, just like the contract said it was going to do. Not a problem. Once I clicked on this address, I saw my Ethereums here. It was like 0.05, whatever. It wasn't a lot. And then I noticed this transaction here. Right? So what happened was this person from here sent his Ethereums to here. Weird. To me, that's weird, right? Why would this address here that is 4 days ago send money to that random address? And then I noticed my transaction receiver, which was that address I just clicked on, sent the money as well, $150, to the same address. So I'm like, oh, okay. So once I click on that address, you'll notice my Ethereums and then the other Ethereums that were probably received at the same time were all sent over here. Here it is. My Ethereums are here. The other person that got their Ethereum stolen, which is this one, is sent here. If we wanted to, we could probably trace it back. Came to this one. I don't know if it'll let me see all the transactions, internal transactions. I'm trying to see if it'll let me see it. No, it won't let me see it. So you can't see where the previous transaction came from. So I'm like, okay, so now I'm on the hunt, right? So my goal now is to try to figure out where this address is in the contract. So I go to the contract here. Instead of clicking on it, because it makes you copy and paste it, I just went straight in here and I just copied and pasted it. The only one that worked was this one right here. ilendingcall.sol. Once I went to that one, what was that? Once I went to that one, it gave me, I went to all of them, so this is me going through all of them. And I'll go back a couple. And all of it looked legit if you don't know what you're looking at. But here it is. Contract manager, function, perform, function, pancake swap deposit address, public pure return address, and then here it is right here. So it looks different than the individual showed me. So yeah, could I have done this, created my own, each one of these different lines or whatever, right? I could have created all of these all over again, right? And then just change this one to stating my address rather than theirs, right? So keep all of it the same, change it to my address that ever theirs, and then test it out and saw what happened. I probably could have. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go into another one just because I want to see if there is another person with kind of the same steps and see what their contract looks like. No, not that one, because they're teaching you. A lot of these are going to teach you what it is rather than steal your money, which is kind of cool. but I want to see if there's anybody that is just doing it randomly. This code can make millions. Did he put a code in here? Let's see if he put a code in. No, he's teaching you how to code it. And again, it's legit because it made the owner. So the way it works is if Uniswap or whatever is selling it at 2,500, and then PancakeSwap is selling it at 2,600, or buying it at 25, whatever, you could easily make a quick $100, $200 because one person is buying and selling a lot lower than the other person. So the transaction happens so quick because you're on one. It's a unified exchange, right? So my one address can be added to Uniswap and PancakeSwap at the same exact time. So every time I notice that there's a discrepancy of at least $1, I can do that. So the owner of FTX, that's exactly what he did. He created a bot that allowed him to buy from America, or sorry, buy from I think China, I think it was, at, let's say Ethereum was $1,000, and then he sold it in American exchange for $1,001. And he did 1 million of those Ethereums a day. So he bought 1 million and then sold 1 million. Bought 1 million, sold 1 million. Bought 1 million, sold 1 million. And him doing that made him $1 million a day. And he did that until he got a certain amount. Maybe he did it for a year and a half or whatever. And then he said, you know what, I'm going to create another exchange, and then I'm going to be the guy that competes with all the exchanges. And that's what he did. Look, $22 billion at 29 years old. That's literally what he did. So to think that this is not a real thing would be idiotic. But it is a real thing. So, but I want to know if there's a way to actually do this. So, anyway, where's the YouTube channel? Okay, no, he's teaching you. Let's see if there's anybody that is doing it. Just type in bot. There are people that are doing it. Just for some reason I can't find the other videos. This looks like it's the same guy, but let's just check. So it's a different person. But what we're going to do is we're going to open up. I'm always skeptical about opening up those files. Alright, so we'll go to this one. I'm always skeptical about going to websites that are just random because they can try to attack your address. Alright, so here we go. So we're looking for, Control F, we're looking for 0x on here. So there's no address on here at all, right? So that clears this page right here. Could be legit. So then we go to here, and we want to see what this looks like. I don't know why it looks like this, but we'll look at the actual one. So here it is, yada yada yada, blah 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 blah. Nothing here. So then we'll go back to the website. Again, our goal is to find the discrepancy. Okay, so here we go. Perform, function, pure, blah, blah. See, look, this one actually looks like it could be legit until we get here. Return, yada, yada, yada. And here's the address here that's going to be stealing your Ethereums. So if we go to this address, and we paste it here, this should show incoming transactions, outgoing transactions. 0.15, 0.19, 0.16, 0.04, 0.009, 0.09. These are all the people that got scammed 30 days ago, 26 days ago, 16 days ago, 11 days ago, 6 days ago. Right? Then we'll go to the video and we'll notice in the comments, 0 comments. So what does that mean? He deleted all the comments. He made sure he deleted every single comment. So the more popular this got, the more money he stole. So yeah, it says 7 views, but I'm sure he's using the same contract on different videos. So if I go into here, we got 1 view, 2 view, blah, blah, blah. So the goal right now, obviously, is to just say, look, be careful. It exists. but you're better off learning how to make this work rather than investing. Rather than taking the shortcut. This is a very, very, very shortcut. So, you know, when there is something out there, I'll let you guys know as far as making any money. But trust me, right now, this is straight up scam right here. But there are other options. So I would say probably follow for part 2, and I'll try to do a little shorter video to guys show you guys some things that are actually more legit, actually paying out, and then I'll maybe even do some withdrawals so you guys can kind of see them. Okay. All right, and that's gonna end this video, guys. Like, subscribe, and definitely share.